Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Playing an EIK WM France Tech G45 G8 game with Wallfly, Vinger 03, and Montu. So, looking at this first pile, Head of the Family is really good. The only card we don't really... Late Breeder is okay. Well, it's good. Only card we don't really know is Table Dancer. Once per round, bake at least one grain, pay additional grain to place a get. Interesting. So, when you bake, spend an additional grain to get a guest token. Now, that's a build around card if I've ever seen one. However, it requires some pretty specific pieces. It requires a piece that makes you want to bake every round. So a card like Trailblazer, you can go back to the So Bake space over and over and you're plowing while baking. Cards that let you bake without using actions. Hey, Radlocran. Also, you need access to a lot of grain, obviously. Because a lot of the time you're just going to be needing to take grain just to feed the guest token. So, yeah, Workaholic and Late Breeder would be fun if they worked together, but obviously they don't. So this is just a Head of the Family pick. Table Dancer is very intriguing, but it requires too many pieces, and I don't see any of them obviously here. So okay, Pilfer, 3 different building resources, pay 1 food. Oh, this is the you play and you get resources and play an occupation in the future. It's kind of like Delayed Old Hiker. Fencing Master looks good. Yeah, I think I like Fencing Master here. I mean, Gardener, Gardening Enthusiast, Forest Farmer, Seasonal Worker, Peon. We've got some. We could get 2 pretty decent crop cards out of this pile. I mean, Gardener plus Peon looks like a pretty nice combination. I think I have to get both of them, though, to be really happy. Like, if I take Gardener, I'm sure I'm getting Enthusiast, Worker, or Peon back. But is that enough? It does feed you quite nicely, but I mean, Fencing Master is so good. Although, to be fair, I don't like Fencing Master with Head of the Family as much as I would under some other circumstances. Now, having said that, Fencing Master first occupation, Head of the Family second, force the first fireplace, get a breeding, and I could actually fence 4 and breed some sheep. Yeah, I think we just got to take Fencing Master. Settler, whenever you use a round action space, one of your unbuilt stables on the space. Whenever any player uses a space with your stable on it, you receive 1 food. So this card I think is quite strong. Settler. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark, you mark Family Growth, for example. You mark Reno. Yep. You're giving up some points from stables, but yeah. Not to mention that even if I don't get the first Family Growth, if I get to use it in the same round as the first Family Growth, then I'm going to at least get a couple food out of it right away. Yeah. Looks pretty good to me. And you know what? Ox are just generally good with Fencing Master, getting me wood. Wood for fences, which is very nice. So another late stream today. I'll be streaming in the afternoon tomorrow. I wonder if I guess I should probably start using, like, I saw Lumen has a pretty neat schedule thing on his Twitch. Like, I'm sure there's a schedule widget that I could add to the page, which might be handy. But problem is I'm not always consistent, so I'm reluctant to make a schedule because then, I'm going to feel really bad if I'm not able to adhere to it. Or if, like, we can't get a game or whatever, so then, I go live way later than I said I would. My sunburns from Canada Day are really itchy. Which is funny because they took like two of the burns on my legs. They took like 6-7 days to start peeling. Normally I start peel pretty quickly, but these ones I did peel in some places, but these ones they took like a really long time to peel. So I wonder if the burn was actually pretty bad, worse than I normally get. So, they were probably waiting for me for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if the other players were AFK, because I took a little bit to get into the room and get set up. So I wonder if that's why there's a bit of a delay now. People might not have been dialed in. Wallfly says, tough decision. That must be looking at my opening pack. Or my second pack? No, this must be... Yeah, that's my opening pack that Wallfly is looking at, I think. I think Settler would probably be too strong if it didn't require that. Because you would always mark family growth as soon as it comes out. And then it would be 1 food per round, essentially starting at whenever family growth came out, which would be better than some other cards. But yeah, the fact that you're giving up stables is a downside. You're right, there's a downside there for sure. Man, Pepper Farmer, I'm really regretting not having taken Gardener now. Oh, with Pepper Farmer here. Field Worker, guest token here. Once per round, if you have at least a grain of vegetable in a plowed field. So yeah, this looks pretty good. This card looks pretty good. Set up a grain of vegetable in a field and then use it to get free fields. Prudent Merchant's not bad. Part-time Shepherd, 1 sheep on day labor. Take 1 grain and 1 clay action spaces. When I use this space, I receive the sheep. Now, I do like the first fireplace with Head of the Family. Yeah, Pepper Farmer, it's pretty good. Prudent Merchant could be okay too. With Head of the Family, I need actions a little less than I might under normal circumstances. The thing is, I'm not going to want to be messing around with Pepper Farmer in Stage 2. I guess maybe in Stage 3, but I'm probably just going to want to get back to the build and grow. So maybe Field Worker helps me catch up at the end. Yeah, I mean, any occupation that gives actions back is pretty good with Fencing Master. Zipper Maker Wield. Zipper Maker is like the perfect card here. Zipper Maker is so good for cards like Head of the Family. Makes my feeding really easy after I've already gotten all my growths in. So Snake Oil Salesman is interesting because the Head of the Family doesn't really care about getting on start player at all. So, you know, if Montu did, you know, I wouldn't mind sitting last and collecting Snake Oil Salesman. Forest Farmer is quite intriguing to me because of Field Worker. Like, it's, you know, Field Worker free action to go on to plow a field and then spend a wood to get another action, jump somewhere. But I think what I do here is I take Gardening Enthusiast, because Gardening Enthusiast turns the Field Worker on. It enables it. Yeah. That looks good to me. Now, Seasonal Worker is pretty good, and maybe I'll wish I had taken Seasonal Worker if I see a Day Labor combo, but Gardening Enthusiast just enabling Field Worker with 1 action, like that's a pretty great 2-card combination there. All I have to do is have plowed one field randomly. So usually with head of the family, I'm doing a 4-room house because I don't have to, like, once I have the resources to build grow again, I don't have to wait for anything. I can immediately build grow. So it usually ends up being pretty efficient to do that. So that's probably what we're looking at here. 4-room house. Nothing too great here. Fencer could be good against some players. Like some cards Fencer's pretty good against. I don't know. I mean, Rancher's Daughter is kind of intriguing because of Fencing Master and Field Worker. Like, maybe I cover up my farm a bit faster, but you know what? If I want to plow a random field early and nobody else does, what are the odds that nobody else wants to plow a random field, though? With this set, those odds are very low. Fencer can actually be useful. Rancher's Daughter, though, if Rancher's Daughter gives me 3 food, in stage 1, like, that's amazing. Play it in round 4 and get 3 food. That could be really, really strong. Okay, let's read some of the new cards. Aquaculture. Whenever you use fishing, you may take a sow action. Catfish Farm. Receive reed, 1 food to fishing. Oh, so I had this combo before where I was putting taking reedstone food and putting food on fishing and then collecting it. Flat Hill looks pretty great here. Popcorn is always pretty solid, although I don't actually really need it. But yeah, Flat Hill looks pretty great here. Unless I want to take a card like Chocolate. I don't really need Ox Goad with this hand. Backyard Well is strong too. I could definitely take a card like Backyard Well. I'm just looking at Flat Hill and my Field Worker and my Gardening Enthusiast and thinking there's no way that I don't enable Flat Hill for a free 4 clay and a reed. Like, that's, yeah, there's no way. And I might not get on Reedstone Food that much with Head of the Family because I'm not going to want to start player. And if I'm not start playering, then I'm probably not getting on Reedstone Food. So, yeah. Aquaculture going to help that Farmer of Peppers. Yes, it gives them sow actions, but you need to actually have the vegetables to sow, and you can only sow on that card so many times. For me, that card is better if you have... that card's much better if you have something like Trailblazer. But the thing is, even with Trailblazer, you don't want to spam fishing every round. You need some other fishing combo for that to be worthwhile. So we have 3 G8 cards. I guess 3 out of our 7 occupations are G8 cards. Which, considering Wallfly usually does a pretty high mix-in rate, that's not too surprising. But Head of the Family, certainly a card that does really well in round 7 family growth games. I need to make another how to use a card video. So if anyone watching has any suggestions about what card I should do, I did get some suggestions before and I wrote them down. I just have to look them up again wherever I wrote those down. And it's getting hot in here. AC hasn't been on for a bit. We've had like a record. It's like our 10th day in a row of super hot temperatures. Like, we set some sort of record, which is kind of ridiculous. So Sunday school is pretty cool. Like, playing Field Worker and Gardening Enthusiast together seems neat. But Raspberries is really good, so I'm probably just taking Raspberries here. Hammock is pretty good with when you know you're gonna build 4 rooms. I like hammock, but raspberries is quite solid. Yeah. If I could wheel Sunday school, I'd be quite happy. Yeah. Wheel Sunday school, I'd be quite happy. So, my stage 1 is something like take wood, take reed. If I can get the first fireplace, great. But if I can't get the first fireplace, putting those actions into plowing seems okay, because then I could play Rancher's Daughter. So we're doing something like first 2 rounds are take wood, take reed, plow. Maybe replace one of those actions with Fencing Master. And then maybe round 3, round 4 we plow again. And then we're also going to play Rancher's Daughter. If we could play Rancher's Daughter and get 3, I'm looking at Rancher's Daughter and thinking, how do I get 3 food in round 1? And you get 3 food by plowing 2 fields probably. But I mean, Fencing Master, I might be able to fence earlier than normal. With Head of the Family, obviously I'm encouraged to build rooms. And I have unblockable access to the build room space. Certainly Field Worker, Gardening Enthusiast, Zipper Maker, all going to come out later. Settler, ideally, Settler comes out... I mean, Sunday School to play Head of the Family and Settler together might not be bad. Play Sunday School in round 4. So that end of round 5, Head of the Family, Settler comes out, which gives me unblockable access to family growth starting in round 6. Yeah, because I do want to use Settler to mark the family growth space. Because that seems pretty good. Now, of course, if family growth comes late and I mark Settler, well, maybe everybody just family growth with room only once. In which case, Settler might only trigger 2 or 3 times on that space. But I think the fact that I can make it trigger on other spaces as well, like Renovation specifically, ends up being pretty good. I can also mark Family Growth. If Family Growth comes out round 12, I can mark Family Growth. So at any time, in the last 2 rounds that other players use it. Family Growth even without room. Spyglass seems pretty neat. 2 food for using the most recent round space. That seems pretty neat. Berry Bush. Wood from the supply on this card. Beginning of each harvest, you can move everything on this card to your supply, or add a food to this card from this supply. So this is Oak Cask, but you can't use it in round 1. You can't play it in round 1 after 3 wood. Straw fence, 2 grain fields. Whenever you build fences, pay somewhere all the costs of grain. So there are a bunch of ways of using grain out there. I mean, carrots is a free point. And I might be encouraged to plow early anyways. Berry bush seems difficult. Like, I'm going to value cards that give me food immediately pretty highly, I think. Yeah. Let's take carrots. Well, Goose Pond is pretty great. Dolly's Mother is interesting that it's still here. Usually people value that card pretty highly. Stone Bookcase. Whenever you use a stone accumulation space, 1 food to play an occupation. Yeah, that seems interesting. Crop Conveyor. So we first picked this the other day. This card seems like it could be a monster. An absolute monster. But you have to return the pottery. Oh, man. I can't justify forcing the pottery out with this hand. It looks insane. But I just feel like with head of the family, I can't. I've fallen down this trap before. Maybe I take it just to deny it, but I mean, Goose Pond is really good. I feel like I have to take cards that are just going to be good no matter what. I mean, the card is really good, yes. You guys are right. The card is really, really good. But you have to force pottery pretty hard. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really strong. I think, though, I'm playing it safe with this game. I'm playing it pretty safe. I kind of wanted to just take Goose Pond here. Goose Pond is a very solid miner. I mean, I'm going to groan at whoever plays Crop Conveyor because I don't think it should ever be going 5th, but I mean, I first picked it the last time I saw it. Saves the veg action, green action, at least one, so, yep. I do think it is very good. Where was Sunday School? Was that in the Raspberries pack? I think it was in my second pack. So I'm hoping to see Sunday School again. I think I'm just going to take chocolate here. Aquaculture reed miners are not very good with head of the family. I have a decent number of occupations that I want to play later in the game, so chocolate looks fine. Yeah, I mean, I do think the card is very good. Cornrick looks okay here. Especially if I'm going to try to make Rancher's Daughter work. Hammock's pretty solid. I'm very likely to build 4 rooms. But you know what? With Head of the Family, Hammock's a little worse because I know I can family growth even without room whenever it comes out. Yeah, and Farm Stable is awkward with Settler, so I think I'll take Cornrick. Farm Stable is good, but the problem with Head of the Family is usually all my early game wood wants to go into my first 2 rooms. Yeah, I guess I'm just looking at this hand and thinking I can do some... Like, if everything goes my way, I can do some really stupid stuff. Like, I can use Field Worker as a free action incredibly early. I mean, I think Settler seems pretty good if you know you're going to get the first family growth. And I should be in a position to not get the first family growth, but the second family growth. And then every subsequent family growth gives me a food. Yeah, I was thinking about marking Reno, but I mean with Flat Hill I'm not going to get on the Reno space myself. At least I'm not as likely to. How do I have glitter on the back of my hand? That's odd. Don't know where that came from. Yeah, it's been crazy hot. Where we've had like record high temperatures. Well, apparently it's pretty nice out right now. Because we had a thunderstorms all day, so maybe it's nice enough out we can open up the window. The thunderstorm took some of the humidity out of the air, maybe. Yeah, you can't build the stables anymore. Right. I don't think I ever played with the card at that point. Maybe I drafted it. I certainly remember commenting on it. Yes, draft is going pretty slowly. Been live for 25 minutes. Oh man, I had a draft one time that the people who were in it quit the game because it took 10 minutes. They were like, "This draft is going too slow." It's like, what? That was a very odd day. Very odd day. So we're just waiting on Montu to pass some more cards. Well, not just Montu. We're waiting on other players as well, but this is taking a while. Is he streaming right now? I didn't check. I mean, I'm sure I do too. Yeah, Berry Bush seems pretty neat, but I don't really have a... I'm forced to do... Like, if I'm fourth in round one and Plow is taken, I don't think this hand really wants to day labor. Like, I think Spare Fence Post could be fine, especially if I think I'm going to play Rancher's Daughter. Spare Fence Post plus Fencing Master could mean that I could fence a decent amount. Pretty, like, that combination right there, that's a pasture to hold sheep in right away. So rather than setting up fields for Rancher's Daughter, I could do some plowing. Berry Bush seems pretty good though. The fact that you don't have to pay anything for it, yeah. I guess it's a little weak. It's less flexible than Oak Cask, and you have to play it. You can't play it in round one, which is part of the benefit of Oak Cask. But yeah, maybe with Fencing Master, I don't necessarily need to play Spare Fence Posts because my field should already be pretty cheap, or my fencing should already be pretty cheap. Plus, I've got Flat Hill here, so I do save a decent amount of building resources here. We could take Berry Bush. I think there are a lot of hands I would be pretty happy to take Spyglass in. Like if I had I mean Outrider is probably the weakest card that I would want Spyglass in, but if I had Pioneer, like Pioneer with Spyglass would be amazing, because of course Pioneer can get you the stone to play it. And there are other cards, the most recent round card, there are other ones of those that are even stronger, you know, that you get an extra 2, like you want to use those even more often. You call an eager student weak? We don't take kindly to those folks around here. Basin maker's mother. Oh man. All right, let's rearrange some farms. Guess we can figure out who's going first. Montu's going first. So that means we're going last. All right, really happy I took spare fence post, guys, to get me out of last. Too bad. That's okay. Day labor. I mean, probably plow comes around, and plowing one field is fine. Prefer the next tutorial video to be on a miner or not an ox to play ox? I mean, I think I won some of those games. It was just like I'd third pick Doug and then be like, well, this isn't a situation I can play Doug in, and then proceed to do other things. Just need to find that use case where it's good. It's going to be really good. Alright, we had Major Miner come out in round 1. So 2 clay into fireplace is a thing we could seriously consider doing. Two clay into fireplace looks pretty good if sheep comes out in round 2. It looks pretty bad if sheep come out in round 4. I mean, I have chocolate. So the fireplace is a little better. The early fireplace is a little better than normal. Wallfly's got Hewer here, eh? Hewer's pretty good. Although I don't usually see Hewer played in round 1. How do we screw over Wallfly's Hewer? Yeah, plot last action would be fine. But it's not ideal. Finger plays Master Cook. So Master Cook should mean that I get pretty good resources in the future. So if I'm going to get pretty good resources in the future because Finger's skipping their first action, I think I can do this. I can do 2 clay into fireplace. And I'll pick up resources, good resources. Yeah. Also, if Wallfly's messing around with Hewer. Yeah, I guess Master Cook is kind of hurts my rancher's daughter. Because sometimes the Master Cook, the only good action they have remaining is plow one field. So I feel like seeing Master Cook has pushed me away from the plow line. I do think Rancher's Daughter is quite good. I think it's quite good. Finger plays Sunday School. Alright, well we get to go... actually we get to go first next round. Because Finger is very likely... Finger is very likely to be first action triggering Master Cook. So what do I want to hit next round? Read Stone Food. I guess I won't get too many opportunities to read Stone Food. So yeah, read Stone Food next round looks good. So let's build the 2 clay fireplace here. I guess I was sort of wondering if I should play Sunday School myself, but I like playing Sunday School after playing my first occupation better. Rancher's Daughter's more consistent than Rancher. Oh, I would think so. Yeah, because it's not so all or nothing, right? Rancher is very all or nothing. So Reedstone Food, we should get Cheap Occupation or 3 Wood. Well, actually, maybe not. We might get one of those back. Might be Expensive Ock. Expensive Ock or 3 Wood. And I agree, Hewer is something that people should play around, because it is so good. So very, very, very good. Got crap all over my fingers. Wonder where that glitter came from. Obviously, I was handling some of it earlier without realizing. Oh my goodness, this game has been quite slow to start. We've been live for 37 minutes and we're not at the end of round 2 yet. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What? Oh man. Alright. Well, throw out everything you thought about this game. I no longer want to play Settler. Master Forester coming into the game changes quite a bit. Maybe 5 wood rooms, potentially, or 4 rooms and a bunch of stables. He must have taken that early. Like, I don't think I passed Master Forester. Maybe it was in my first pack. Yeah, time to build 5 rooms. That's right. Time to take another picture. I remember I did this a couple years ago. I took a picture of someone who played Master Fencer, and it was just like they used less wood than in a normal game, and it was me raging because I was not happy that it got played. Good for head of the family if I can feed. Yep. Yep. So hoping for round 3 sheep. Not gonna play Master Fencer, eh? Oh, geez, people. I guess I shouldn't be chatting, typing when it's not my turn, but it's just like stuff that can be very easily refuted. Finger was considering playing Master Forester normally. So I play Fencing Master. Yay! So cheap occupation, great. Wallfly and Montu both have had good starts. They're going to get that first room, be able to build that first room pretty quickly. So if family growth could come late, that would be awesome. My head of the family loves late family growth. And Montu, start players again. Five rings, very solid. Yes. Finger playing, hobby farmer, and what's the other card? Still play settler. Yeah, I'm wondering if the downside is going to be too bad. I just wonder if I'm going to like. I'm just looking at Master Fencer and wondering if it's better to like if I'm going to save so much wood that I can play stables. Hobby farmer. Oh my goodness, this has like been pulling teeth here. Like, come on. But yeah, I agree that family growth should occur lots. Maybe Master Forester doesn't get played. Hobby farmer gardener. So this is one vegetable per round for the rest of the game, or per harvest for the rest of the game. So Finger has access to a ton of food. So Master Forester seems okay. Yeah, he hasn't actually played it yet, right? So it's not actually out there yet. So 3 wood looks great. Whoops. I kind of like the idea of fencing to cover spaces for Rancher's Daughter. Just because of sheep coming in round 3. If I could take the sheep, if I could let the sheep go up to, like, I don't want to be forced to take 2 sheep round 4, basically, is what I'm saying. If I could fence and then take 3 sheep round 5, or even better, 4 sheep round 6, that could be pretty good. Did I pass a Noak card? Yes, I did. I passed the animal card. The card that gives you boar and cattle for stables and pastures. Wallfly start player interior design. So we're wheeling occupation here. So I kind of like occupation. I guess I could occupation settler and mark sheep when I take it next round, or I can occupation Rancher's Daughter and then do some fencing. Fence 6. Late breeder. I mean, late breeder is really good. I don't know if I don't think I agree that it's broken. I think it's the fact that you can't use, like, okay, it's broken with imported timber, but the fact that you can't use like, one of the strengths of early fencing and stables is that there's some really good cards that enable them. The fact that you can't use those cards, I think, is a pretty significant downside. I'm going to try Rancher's Daughter here. And then my round 4 could be fencing and plowing. It might be that bad. But plow might be like plow plus a food for me. Yes, early animals are easy to break. Yes, as evidenced by cards like Acquirer. But you can't use occupations. Like, I think that is a factor for sure. Yeah, I do think getting access to breeding pair of cattle and boar early is incredibly strong. I agree. But I don't know if it's broken level. Broken strong, but it is broken card design. Okay, yeah, okay. Maybe that I would agree with that statement more. Yeah, I was thinking broken strong for sure. I don't think Montu is all that likely to actually have built a room there. I don't think Wallfly needed to do it. Whoops. I want to put the expert builder on the board just so we can all see it, have access to it. Yeah, so my fences should be safe. I'm seriously considering first action plow here. Maybe I'll first action fence just so I can react to with start player 6 to get start player 6 wood. And especially because Wallfly did not build a stable. Reedstone food first. Yeah, Reedstone food was open. That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, plow turns on my corn rick, which I kind of appreciate. And I do want to plow eventually. But, yeah, Reedstone food might have been better. But, yeah, Wallfly's going to take it here. I guess I'm just looking at this and thinking I'm going to be able to start player into 6 wood. And so leaving myself that opportunity seems pretty good. I'm not guaranteed to start player into 6 wood, but maybe. I kind of like start player settler here either way, or start player Sunday school here either way, because I kind of like playing head of the family and settler at the end of round 5. And I do have the food for it, unless... No, there's no way Montu can use enough rooms. Although, this might force me into taking sheep with my first move next round. Oh, that was stupid. Finger can plow. Yeah. Yeah, I just realized that. I keep forgetting about Master Cook. I've honestly been trying not to think about Finger because he's been playing so slow, and it's very frustrating to me, so it's just like, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it. With 2 read available, I mean, there's pretty good incentives for Finger not to plow. 2 read, I think, looks pretty good for Finger, in my opinion, but you never know. Also, the clay actions to mess with the hewer seems pretty good. Montu plays Mastermind, so no late breeder. Finger's gonna play Foundation. 3 stone, 3 reed in round 8. Alright. Not what I expected to see. So, someone would have to take clay, build the cooking hearth, and have action priority. Someone would have to take clay and have action priority to beat me to these sheep. I won't risk it. Oh, man, I'd really like to mark the sheep. I'd really like to take them at 4, though. You know what? Finger is probably going to take clay, build a cooking hearth. Who knows what Montu's going to do. I could take 4 wood, or I could take Reedstone food. We're going to be greedy here. Montu could have had turkey breeder. I don't think we passed turkey breeder. I'd be surprised if he first picked it. Yeah, if we get 4 wood into 4 sheep next round, then I'm feeling really good about this start. It's been a weird start. I've been playing slow too. So, some of it was I was typing in response to finger, but I've been slow at the start. I need to be quicker. More decisive. Okay, so yeah, Montu taking the 6 clay is not so bad. Because Montu, like I said, Montu has to have action priority to beat me to the sheep next round. So pretty much if Wallfly start players and Finger takes 5 clay. That's basically the only way I get beat. Turkey Breeder is a fine first pick. I guess I just think with the cards I saw, I think if you had Turkey Breeder, there's no way you would have let the Rancher's Daughter. I got Rancher's Daughter 7th, right? So I just think there's no way you let Rancher's Daughter go by with Turkey Breeder. That would make sense for his Mastermind. Yeah, why he played Mastermind here. His game is going to be good if growth is not in 7. Yeah, because if his growth is in 7, he might get jumped by Finger and he might go 3rd in the family growth queue, you think? But if family growth is round 7, Montu probably gets to grow 2nd. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, family growth round 7 is just going to be so good for me. So good. So good. Montu builds a room in a stable. This is kind of dangerous. I guess it's pretty reliable that Wallfly... You're giving Wallfly a tough choice here, because Wallfly has to choose between 5... Like, Wallfly really wants to take 5 clay. But maybe Wallfly can rely on Finger taking the 5 clay here. Alright, there's Wallfly start player. So Finger now has the option of stealing those sheep. I'm hoping Master Cook and the free vegetables are incentive enough. Like building a cooking hearth certainly makes sense. Hopefully he doesn't want 8 food that badly. I definitely took a risk. I took a huge risk. Finger does not build the cooking hearth. Takes the reed. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead, throw out head of the family here, and settler. And put 3 markers on fencing master. So first action, 4 sheep. Hopefully we get Reedstone food on the rebound. There's family growth. Alright. I guess we can risk the sheep. Montu with the stable makes me a little scared. I guess I passed farm stable, so he might have just built it for the farm stable. We could try Reedstone food into 4 sheep, because getting the reed is going to be pretty irritating otherwise. Remodeler? No, I think it's just farm stable. I think that's why he built the stable. I mean, he might have first picked remodeler, but we didn't pass it. Drafting right now, best card in pack is Turkey Breeder. Turkey Breeder's fine. It lets you do some really cool stuff. It can get screwed over by sheep coming late, but if sheep come around 1 or 2, it's really good. All right, I think we're gonna risk the sheep again. We're gonna put a stable on Reedstone Food. And then I can second move take the sheep, and then round 7 I can build grow. I can't what? Oh, right. Right. Can't put stable on Reedstone Food. That makes sense. I was thinking, why did I not think about Reedstone Food as a good space earlier? It's got to be a round card. Right. That wrinkle. Why did you pass back to me? Okay. I took the stable away. Yeah. Round 1 settler into start player into Reedstone Food. Montu's playing start player farm stable. So it looks like I'm getting the 4 sheep back, which is pretty great. Settler on Reedstone Food in 3-1. Yeah. I was playing the card as I wished it could be, not as it is. Yeah, 2 food per round starting in round 3. Is that legal? Does it say anything about not having about the food scaling? I never considered that. A space, well, as you can put multiple stables, you just don't get any extra benefit. All right, we'll take the sheep here to be safe. Stable on sheep. Two wood, Reedstone Food, grow. Yeah, that sounds pretty strong. Also, Wallfly just built the pottery. So if Montu took crop conveyor, he's gonna be... That's pretty bad for him. I guess it's possible Wallfly took crop conveyor 6 with Hewer, which is ridiculous because that card is so good. And of course with Hewer you have extra incentive to take clay repeatedly. Yeah, I thought Montu was gonna... Yeah, I thought it made sense for Montu to have it, but apparently he did not. Wallfly might have picked it up. If Wallfly picked it up 6, that's crazy. Although she played popcorn, she doesn't even need popcorn with crop conveyor. Could easily have built pottery. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised that he didn't. I guess Seasonal Worker is telling us he really values that cooking hearth very highly, I suppose. This is some meta information that I would not otherwise have access to. Okay, I need to get my time down so that I can say, can we pick up the pace, please? Actually, I'm the fastest player. I could say this. I'm the fastest player in the game. Do you think so? I'll just say I hope you're not giving us information from Montu's stream, the X-Ben 9. Your own analysis is very welcome, but careful that you don't cross-pollinate the streams too much. Because I actually don't know that. I think I can safely assume that Montu did not draft Crop Conveyor, because he would have played it by now, but so on Family Growth, I can play Goose Pond, I can play Chocolate, I can play Raspberries. Raspberries can come out later. I think we're playing Goose Pond. I think I'm unlikely to play another Occupation before I get a second build room action. So I'm probably fine to play Chocolate on my second Family Growth action. Yeah, because I might want to play Zipper Maker in like round 10. And of course, Field Worker, Gardening Enthusiast, we want to get out together. Wood. Always wood to Expert Builder. Always wood. I think Goose. Yeah, well, oh yeah, I was going to say Goose, definitely. Yeah, because I can play Chocolate in round 9. I'm very likely to build Grow round 9, I think, so. Someone's in my corner. Wow, third is not as well defined. Stable to space. Montu has done 3 things, so I'm only beating Finger and Wallfly right now. So 2 food for Rancher's Daughter. So then I have to feed 3 and a sheep. Assuming Finger doesn't plow here. Not with Brushwood Roof, you're right. If Fingers start players to get 6 wood, I don't mind that so much. Because 3 reed looks pretty decent for me. I think I might first action 3 reed next round. Because I think Finger's going to start player to get 6 wood. Montu's being kind of silly here. He's saying wood to grain. Like, obviously, Wallfly is making a mistake. You just need to say popcorn is reed, not wood. Wall might take 3 reed if she start players. Yeah, if she start players and Finger takes the 3 wood, then I'm not getting the 3 reed. I guess I'm looking at the fact that Wallfly just tried to build the clay oven. Does Wallfly have like ceramics or something? I guess she thought she was baking a grain. If she's not baking a grain, then she's probably not going to build the clay oven. So then we might see her do something like reedstone food. Or she could 2 reed. 2 reed gets her reed for Reno plus a grain to bake. Still waiting on butterfly catcher. She first picked it, that's why I didn't see it. Wallfly took 2 reed. Rip. Well, hopefully we can get 2 reed ourselves in round 9. Yeah, so I think Figure probably start player into 6 wood. Certainly has the time to do so. And if they don't, that'd be kind of crazy. Star player House Goat. Yeah, House Goat's pretty good. Pretty good card. So I'm bottom left, so that's my food there. Maybe I should take reedstone food pretty highly here. It is a really crappy board, aside from that 6 wood. Yeah, because we don't really need 5 food fishing. Because we've got 5 food sitting on that sheep space. Probably 7 food next round even. Maybe this is a round to get Gardening Enthusiast Field Worker online. So plow. Plow, play, Field Worker. Yeah, chocolate. Yeah. Chocolate would have been nice. But it might not come out here. I think I kind of want to leave last action start player into 4 wood next round available. So, I mean, I can start player chocolate. Yeah, maybe plow next move, and then potentially last move start player. And then we could hopefully 4 wood, 3 wood. But yeah, building in build grow round 9 is not happening. There's just not enough resources available. I actually wouldn't mind Master Fencer to come out, or Master Forester to come out at this point. So Lasso, Finger can definitely steal my animals, but I don't know if I honestly care. He has to do 2 actions to Cooking Hearth and take the animals, and I get a food anyways while he does so. Also I get a food from Finger growing. Yeah, thanks HJKLJ. We somehow have 3 stone. Which I'm not totally sure how that happened. I guess we got reedstone food 2 times. Montu start player beetroot patch. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm on a streak of spending a lot of the game in fourth. It happened in my game last night too. I spent most of the game in third or fourth because I was seated behind Gray, and Gray start playered once in stage 1 and then once around the family growth queue. And aside from that, I was second or third or last the entire game. Really hope Wallfly has conveyor. Do you think we all just like didn't draft it because it's like such a crazy card? It's like, hey, we'll have a good person's agreement. Man, the 2 wood's even gone. Okay, I think we're playing an occupation here. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's play Gardening Enthusiast, I suppose. Oh, that's another space you could mark, the 1 occupation space. Did I add a fence? I did not, thank you. I would have figured that out when it came time to fence, but it might have been a while. I mean, I feel like my Ox are already going to let me do that. I mean, conveyor is great, but I would have had to, like, break my early game to build around it, and I feel like this hand already maxes crops really easily. If I don't have a lot of crops at the end of the game, I've really screwed up. Because I should be plowing and sowing next round. Since I can't take wood and grow. Clip, clip, clip. Where's my... I have scissors. Clip. Clip it. Daisyzo. Montu plays Social Climber. Yeah, I really thought Montu was going to play the pottery, and he played Mastermind to enable pottery. I don't know what's going on. I would say the 3 points from the miner are like, yes, they're worth 3 points, but what I would point out is you're giving up 3 points from pottery. So I feel like, yes, pottery's good to build, but in some situations not as good. I think we're not building another room at this point. I think we're just really hoping family growth comes out round 12 and that we get to hit the family growth space. That's sort of the way this game is looking to me. I'm going to play Field Worker here. Get another fence. So it should be 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Montu builds the well. Want to have some Stonehouse payoff aside from Social Climber? Might have been his first pick. Made it reasonable. Oh, that's very generous of you, Sid. Table dancer. Popcorn is enabling table dancer. So Wallfly needs 2 read every round. So Wallfly, how are you going to get 2 read every round? I don't see it, unfortunately. I don't see it. Oh, we get to decide on our guest token. It should be someone, a farmer. Let's be grocer, sure. Actually, no, we should be head of the family. What am I thinking? We should definitely be the head of the family, since we've already played it. Pick a get. I'm throwing these at you. These are going right to you, HKLJ. Oh, I'm not good at throwing cards, apparently. Oh, that was good. Also, the FPS of the camera is definitely not picking this up. It's not good enough quality. I just threw a bunch of cards at you. That is my response to you, sir. Wallfly appreciates my choice of guest. Good, good. So how much more wood do I need? If I assume that I play Zipper Maker, which is probably a safe assumption, although maybe not. Maybe this game doesn't... Maybe I don't actually need that many more resources this game. Let's assume that I don't... So if I have enough resources right now to reno to stone, assuming I don't build any more rooms. So let's say if we hit family growth twice, and we want to fence... Yeah, we don't need... We need like 4 or 5 more wood maybe, but we don't really need that many more, that much more wood, as if all we do is fence, because I fenced 6 already and then I have another 5, so all I really need is 4 wood. So I'm not going to play Zipper Maker just for 4 wood, although Zipper Maker does come with a wood on its own, which is appreciated. Wood fired oven. That's a thing. You know what I had earlier? I had ice cream. I got waffle cones randomly. So I'm having ice cream waffle cone. And the great thing about those waffle cones is they're so good when they're fresh. So they were really good today. And in 2 days, I'm going to really not want to eat the rest of them and end up throwing them out in 6 months. It's usually the way ice cream cones go for me. I get a food from Wallfly taking family growth. Wait, did she? Oh, she did get a guest. Okay, she's just, it's next round, right. I forgot the guest comes in the future. In the future. So my so bake action is uncontested. So I could start player to get 4 wood. Don't really want to take the clay, because Flat Hill is definitely looking like it's going to come out. Does the grain and vegetable have to be in my supply? It says have. It doesn't say have in my supply. So I assume it works if their grain and vegetable are sown. Yeah, if the well was available, building the well would be a good option. The well is not available. I kind of like start player into 4 wood, because then I can just start hoarding wood a little bit. And Montu, Wallfly both desperately need wood. And Finger grew late and doesn't have the fourth family member, so seems okay. Yeah, I kind of like start player. I could start player raspberries here. Yeah, I think we're not playing chocolate anymore. I guess I could play berry bush. It gets me 1 wood, but yeah, that's not really very much. Let's just play raspberries. Let's mark like that. And then we'll sow bake. For food H to feed 6. We harvest those. Take 4 wood. Four wood, second move plow maybe. Plow with my guest. Oh, I got Rancher's Daughter stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Forgot about Rancher's Daughter. Did I take food from Wallfly's FG action? Yes, I did. Yeah. I announced that one in this chat. In this chat. In the site chat. The game chat. Not Twitch chat. Yeah, so you know what? Building a bunch of stables is pretty appealing to me. Or I guess I can only build 2. But continuing to take wood is pretty appealing. It's going to make the game quite difficult for Montu and Wallfly to not have wood. Twitch chat, best chat. Usually when I'm talking to chat, it's about chat. I am talking about the lovely folks in Twitch chat. Yeah, there is very high wood pressure. So I'm thinking that keeping it on is kind of appealing. I'm wondering if I could keep the wood pressure on and start player in round 12-13, then that seems pretty powerful. Because certainly Finger is benefiting from the fact that Finger just got 2 excellent breeding pairs of animals. Let's guest again. Also, there's a decent amount of plow pressure because I didn't pass any plows. Or did I pass a plow? Plow pressure is really, yeah, plow pressure is really high. Agreed. Yeah, because I don't really think there were many plows. Oh, he's asking if he can master cook. I think so. I actually don't know what the answer to that is. Master Cook plus Lasso. That's interesting. WM Compendium. No, this is the old one. But it's on the top of Google. Is this the most recent one? Oh, this is so ugly. Having to download and everything. No, I keep going back to the same link. I know it's here somewhere. Rules. WM rules. I know it's pinned at the top. There we go. Google failed me. Master Cook. Card is not an action space. So maybe that doesn't work. I have to think about this. Yeah, no, I think it doesn't work. Actually, it says place. So are you placing the person on Master Cook? Yes, you are. You are placing the person on Master Cook. I think it works. Because Lasso specifically says place exactly 2 people. Yeah, I think it works because Master Cook specifically says place, and Lasso says place, so I think it's okay. Does not look like a ceiling game to me. I guess we should fix. I don't think it matters too much because I think Boar would have wheeled. I think it works. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Fence? I was gonna take 3 wood first. Just to be a wood bully. I want to be a wood. I'm going to be a bully on the wood space. Yeah, I'm going to be a big wood bully this game. So, if Montu has a way to get around fencing, then me start playing a bunch at the end of the game could be quite good for Montu. Wallfly's taking start player here. But yeah, I guess we haven't. I don't think we've seen Montu's first pick yet. So if his first pick is something like Noble, then I could be really feeding Montu if I do a bunch of start player actions. Whoops. I'm fencing 8 here. Actually, maybe I should fence tight. Yeah, that can't use plow, so I should fence tight. I was thinking I could use it for plow, so, but if I can't, then I won't. Give myself another plow action. So 5. So how much did I spend? I spent 9, so 5, and then I need to do 4 here. And plus wood. Raspberries. There is a lot of plow pressure in the game, Sid, so I think there's merit to only needing to plow one more time. F Settler from Finger Growing. Thank you. So family growth round 12 is going to be huge for me. Yes, I do. I agree. But I also think like if family growth doesn't come till round 13, I'm gonna have problems. I'm gonna run out of actions very quickly. If family growth is round 13, I'm gonna have a lot of problems here, and that's gonna go a long way to lessening the plow pressure on everyone. I'm gonna first action plow again, just because I can. Just being the biggest bully this game. I know I have very little left, yeah. I have Flat Hill carrots. I have Flat Hill and carrots to play. And like Flat Hill, start player Flat Hill and Reno carrots. That's what I got going on here. Montu, start player Field. So Field is going to lessen the plow pressure somewhat. So hopefully we get 2 boar first action next round. I think it's unlikely that we get 2 cattle from Finger. But I guess it's possible. It's possible Finger like start players and then we get 2 cattle. Yeah, start player's already gone. Montu took it. Yeah, 1 cattle to wheel 2 boar seems okay. This is a 1 cattle game. Wallfly start players round 12. Yeah. Seems reasonable. Finger maybe... I guess it... Yeah, Finger probably doesn't eat all his animals. Just... Though the thing is... Yeah, Finger probably doesn't just eat all his animals, but... So here is not great. But I think it's unlikely I'm going to get plow sow until the end of the game. I think sowing here is okay. Oh, you know what? No, that sowing here is bad. Sowing here is bad because I can't play Flat Hill. Because I'm going to harvest the last vegetable. I just realized that. Take 1A. What if I take 1 wood? I guess I could play Berry Bush. Berry Bush is a way of getting 1 wood. The problem with that is I need to play Berry Bush in the next harvest and then still get on 2 stables in the last round. Although I guess I have unblockable access to stables at the end of the game, so... Yeah, I'm not sure what Montu's plan is. Montu's plan is to not have had me take all the wood, I suppose. So start play around 13 is pretty appealing to me. This board is so ugly. It's incredibly ugly. I can't believe it. I might just take... I don't need 7 food. I almost want to take it just to take it away from the others. Because they need that food more than me. Like, Montu doesn't need it now, but he will need it. And I think similar with Wallfly. Although Wallfly is going to keep baking. I just don't see what else I'm going to do here. Yeah, take 1 wood or 1 boar. Yeah, I kind of want to take 1 wood, honestly. Because, yeah, I don't actually really want to play Berry Bush. I'm going to start player Flat Hill round 13, and then I'm going to Reno play Carrots round 14, or Reno play Carrots round 13. 1 wood, 1 wood, 1 wood. I could read Stone Food twice to build the Basket Maker's Workshop. I don't really like sow here. I'm going to sow in round 12. I don't really like sow here. Because if I sow here, I have to sow again before I play Flat Hill. Guys, channel for Family Growth round 12. I could build the joinery. That's a good point. Yep. Although I kind of want to do both, honestly. Ooh, Landscape Gardener's really good. Why didn't Montu sow his veg thing? He may have forgotten about it. Oh, he might not want to sow it because he might be trying to sow it in round 13. Because he might not get a sow action in round 14. Guys, we're channeling for round 12 Family Growth. Although honestly, I think my game is not too affected either way. I think there's probably very little difference for me realistically, because I'm gonna Family Growth 2 rounds no matter what. The difference is just like, do I get an extra 2 actions for joinery or something to take wood for joinery maybe? Because my next round is 2 boar sow 1 cattle, or 2 boar sow Family Growth. Hey, Finger took 1 wood. That's the kind of game this is looking like right now. Guess I could take 2 stone. Pottery's not available. 2 stone is not... I guess the Reedstone food is only good if I build the Basket Maker's Workshop, which I'm not guaranteed to get. But I could build the joinery. I'm gonna need the animal capacity though, I think. Take boar here so I can open start player. Do you think I'm gonna open start player? I don't really see myself opening start player in almost any situation here. Like, I don't see why. Like, I guess if sow gets taken, maybe. But I'm gonna just sow at the end of this round. I'm gonna plow sow. My plan is plow sow round 14. Start play round 13 to plow sow round 14. I'm gonna take 2 wood, 2 stone. Montu salty because of the 1 wood. Yeah. Monty just has no ability to get wood this game. Feed 6. I'm going to need animal capacity though. So I kind of like joinery a lot worse because of that. Because, yeah, my goal should be to not eat any animals for the rest of the game. For how much food I'm getting from Rancher's Daughter. I can eat 2 sheep, I suppose. Wallfly using her steel plow. So it was plow sow. So yeah, I'll take 2 boar. Did I miss someone family growthing at the end of round 11? Nope. Boar, cow, sow. Yeah, that's my thinking too, Sid. Yep, and then round 13 is Reno, is start player flat hill, Reno carrots, and taking wood, maybe? Or Reno joinery and taking wood. So if I was going to talk about how to play Head of the Family, this would not be the typical game that I would point to. Hey, look at me getting talked all through the draft about 4 rooms. Head of the Family, 4 rooms. Head of the Family, 4. Head of the Family, 4 rooms. You get 4 rooms. Head of the Family. Stone Museum, nice. Wow, this is a lot of points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 6-point card already. Very nice. Very nice card. 3 stone for 6 points. Pretty good. Especially because it triggers like on split costs too. Like he could even have paid a wood for 5 rings. Not that he would have, but had that option. Oh, excuse me. Finger playing Oxgoad. Where is this going? Also, that field is really making its way around the table. Unsurprisingly, with Steel Plow being the only plow in the game so far. One cattle got taken. This game is pretty silly, guys. This game is quite silly. I guess it doesn't matter too much what I sow. Oh, Finger's the one who played Oxgoad. That was his 3rd move, right. I'm losing track of how many actions are happening. Honestly, this game has been... It's better now. The pace is picked up. It's more reasonable for this part of the game, but the pace of the early game, it really turned my brain off. Yeah, and I'm even playing slower than normal, and I'm the fastest player. I'll take 3 wood, I guess, last move. But I think 3 wood is not coming around. Yeah, Montu took the 3 wood. Wallfly playing peon. So Wallfly's going to last action take a vegetable. I maybe could take a vegetable just to block Wallfly. I want to get to 5 vegetables and 9 grain, and right now I'm at 7 and 3, so I need to sow vegetable. I need to sow 2 vegetables to get to 5. So taking vegetable is probably a 1-point move here. Because now round 14 plow sow, all I need is to sow 1 vegetable, 1 grain. And that gets me to 9 and 5. because I have to pay back the gardening enthusiast. Wallfly's playing 4 in a row. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's very visually pleasing when the people line up like that. I think that's part of the reason Astronomer is so memorable. It's a visually pleasing card. Well, hopefully I get to take 1 cattle this round. So Finger, I think it's pretty doubtful Finger does anything other than plow sow here. It is possible Finger start players and then figures he's going to get the cattle back. I guess if he start players, I plow over taking the cattle, plow sow over taking the cattle. So start player, Reno, family growth, I think. Or start player, depending on the Reno situation, cattle grow. Start player, lasso cattle. You could do that. That's a good point. He plow sow, lasso the cattle. Alright. I'll start player here. So I think Figure's probably building the stone oven. So not getting cattle breeding means I don't really need the animal capacity so much. So yeah, just taking wood for joinery seems okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing well, but Montu's got a lot of, like, his Stone Museum, his empty spaces are almost made up for by Stone Museum. And then on top of that, he's got improvement points. But I certainly have better points in every other category. And I do get to double family growth here, which is quite good. Thanks, head of the family. Thanks, head of the family. I guess Montu could build the joinery theoretically. It's another stone improvement. He also likes the stone oven. Montu plowed. So Finger might Reno here, considering that Finger goes last in the last round. Although Wallfly's not really... I guess Wallfly has 3 actions, though, to react to Finger potentially not renovating. So Wallfly does have the time to take Reedstone Food and the stone. And the Reedstone Food's pretty much generically a good action, but... Alright, I get a food. Then I'll go ahead and Reno Joinery here. This does let Finger potentially double Reno, which might be a mistake if Finger's my biggest competition, but hopefully Wallfly pressures Reno enough that Finger doesn't get to double Reno. Yeah, I think I am worried most about Finger here at the end of the game. 3 breeding pairs of animals is pretty nice. Might end up having to eat a bunch. No, what am I saying? He's got 4 vegetables in his supply. He doesn't need to eat animals. Join me such a flex when Montu and Wallfly have such sad fencing. Alright, we family growth here. Feed 7. Breed. Breed. So if the wood goes up to 4 wood is 2 points for me. I'm going to family growth, so that's 3 points. Food is very likely to not be worth anything because of the fact that I have 3 boar and 6 sheep in my supply right now. So unless I take 1 point boar, 1 point sheep. Yeah. Yeah, it is between me and Finger, I agree. So Wallfly took the stone, so I'm quite happy to see that. But, oh, and you know what? Stone oven's gone. Montu built the stone oven. That might be quite good. That might be quite good that Finger didn't get the stone oven. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. And Wallfly will definitely push for Reno. I think so, yeah. And I get 2 food. Daughter, rancher's daughter. Oh, expert builder. Right. He has an extra read for renovation. Good call. Good call, Sid. Did we settle the 4 sheep? I believe so. Yeah, I put plus F in chat. And that nobody family growth last round, so. Hey, did Wallfly play... Oh, she's saying minus C. Oh, not. I was wondering if she played that card. No, she's talking. She's still talking about her peon. So, still settling up the end of round 13. I guess I should wait to start round 14 before everyone's done round 13. But whatever, it doesn't make a difference for me. Does not make any difference. I guess I may as well return GV now. Yeah, the gardening enthusiast plus the field card, quite good. That combo was quite good, especially because plow was available. If plow wasn't available every round, it's quite a bit worse. But the fact that I was able to take plow and the fact that I didn't need to be taking wood, yeah, fencing master was quite good. So cattle's 1 point. 4 wood is 2 points. The 4 wood might wheel. Montu still needs defense. Nah, 4 wood's probably not going to wheel. I should take the 4 wood. Yeah, I always forget that you can use the read from Expert Builder. Wallfly will end up with okay fencing. Will she? I'm looking at the fact that she just fenced 6 there. Yeah. I think so too, but sometimes people do. Sometimes it's difficult to predict that kind of stuff. I don't know. Wallfly just being like super cautious there. Which is ironic because probably she needs to take big risks. Not be really careful there. Next move. Sheep or boar. Either are 1 point. Playing carrots is 1 point. Yeah. Sheep or boar, and then last action family growth. Wood is a point and 2 food. I don't need the 2 food because the sheep and the boar represent 4 food, and I'm getting another 2 food from Rancher's Daughter. Yeah, so I don't really need the food. I'm not really considering the food as anything. I guess I can look at Finger and take away actions that Finger wants. That's the one thing I could do. Finger wants the Reno though, and is going to leave last action Reno, so I have no way of interacting with that. Finger Renos, okay. So what's Finger's last move here? Sheep is worth 1 point. No, Finger just used his last 2 moves. Oh, he's saying Reno's unblockable, so that's why I did it that way. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think I'll just take a sheep here. Take sheep off the board. And then last action, F family growth. And then I also get a food from taking the sheep. Then I can feed 9, breed my sheep, breed my boar. So here's my final farm. Montu's got chief. It's kind of a sad chief on 3 rooms. So I scored, looks like 50 exactly, because I have no bonus points. So Finger is, looks like he's a little bit behind. So I think we got, looks like we got this game. Yeah, Montu in the 30s, Wallfly in the 30s. GG. Yep. Honestly, I want to say this was a disciplined game, but it wasn't really a disciplined game. It was just like do the exact one thing that was open to me. I guess I'll give myself some credit for plowing first round a bunch of rounds in a row. That ended up being pretty relevant. But it was like I would have built a room if the resources for a room were available. They just weren't available. So it was like, well, guess I'm going to plow and sow and start getting points from crops. Yeah, Montu is totally wood starved. And Wallfly too, to be honest. There were a lot of wood rooms built. Both Finger and Wallfly built 2 wood rooms. I gambled big with that rancher's daughter. I mean, even if I have a beggar, I still win here. The four sheep coming around was very valuable. Yeah, although we did correctly look at Finger's game and say Finger had massive amounts of food available. You're right though. Yeah, I guess I did take some risks. I wasn't positive that I was getting those actions back. You're playing a 3-wood game. Plow or wood starvation is key. Yeah, and the plow starvation was not as big of a factor because of field and ox goad, but certainly the wood especially. Wallfly says 43, so 43, 44, 50, 40. GG. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. That's going to be all for me for tonight. I am going to be back. Who had conveyor? Did Montu end up with conveyor? Did Montu have conveyor? Oh man, that would explain why Montu was kind of tilted with Wallfly in stage 2. He passed it for Stone Museum. Did conveyor fall out of the draft? Conveyor fell out of the draft, I think. He was 50-50 on conveyor and Stone Museum. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, Finger says he has it. So Finger got 7th pick conveyor. What a game. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. I'll be like normal time tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a game or two. Depends on how active the site is. If I can get 2 games back to back, that'd be pretty good. Also, honestly, depends on how hot my room is tomorrow. My room is really hot right now. I'm quite uncomfortable. Alright, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.